Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I just covered the situation in Kupiansk, and it's very bad for the Ukrainians. The former Wagnerites, employed by the Russian military, stormed the Ukrainian positions in Kupiansk. I just made that video and I uploaded a minute ago. Now it's the turn of actually Avdiivka. If you remember, Avdiivka is almost surrounded by the Russians. I think that it's already done. It's been done maybe 2 weeks ago, but they still don't want to let it go. And unfortunately, a lot of people will die there. So what's going on here? The Russians advance in Avdiivka as they advance in Kupiansk. So I have here an article from Ukrainska Pravda and two maps. So it's interesting that the Ukrainians are reporting that, not the Russians. So let's start this thing. So Ukrainska Pravda, it is from today, Monday, the 27th of November, 2023. Russian troops capture part industrial zone in Avdiivka. They were fighting about that, if you remember, in Mariupol, the same thing. And Azovstal, and then it was in Bakhmut, the industrial zone. They always end up over there. They have all kind of catacombs or something. They had in Mariupol, that's for sure. So let's start reading this article. Russian troops have confirmed their advance to the northwest and southeast of the city of Avdiivka in Donetsk Oblast on 26th of November. I covered that yesterday. So it's the northwest and southeast. So here is Avdiivka, northwest, southeast. So southeast would be here, northwest right here. So they're advancing this way and they're going this way and they're going to cut them off. That's under the Russian total shelling control, that road. So nothing comes in, nothing goes out without being shelled. So this is one map, and I'm going to show you where it's on the big scheme of things here. So it's in Donetsk, in the middle of the whole front. It's right here in between. And Kupiansk is right here, just to cover that one. Kupiansk, right here the Russians are advancing. So Kupiansk, and you got Avdiivka right here. Let's go back to the article. They also have a map over there. So geolocation footage posted on 26 November shows the Russian troops have advanced slightly northwest of Krasnohorivka, 7 kilometers northwest of Avdiivka. Krasnohorivka should be right here somewhere in this area here. I can't go deeper than that. Go closer. Zoom in. And in the eastern part of the industrial zone on the southeastern outskirts of Avdiivka. Geolocated video footage on 26th of November shows Russian armored vehicles attacking Ukrainian position in the northern part of the industrial zone on the southeastern outskirts of Avdiivka. They have a map right here. And here it is. This is the industrial zone. That's the southeast of the town. Right here, it seems like the town starts over there. This is a freeway right here. So on the map will be somewhere down here in the southeast. So let's go back to these guys and see what else they say. Now, Russian military bloggers mostly claim that Russian forces occupied the entire industrial zone near the Yashnyuvata 2 railway station on 26th of November, but Industrial Institute of the Study of War, which is not trustworthy for the reasons I made and I brought forth in yesterday's video and before, they're owned by certain people linked to Victoria Nuland. And when you hear Victoria Nuland, Under Secretary of State, then you say bye-bye. Okay, you understand why, because of 2014 coup in Kiev. So she's a bad girl. The advance of the Russian army along the Avdiivka industrial zone and Yashinovatsky lane means that they managed to break through the main defensive fortifications of the Ukrainian army on this front. right here. It managed to break through the main defensive fortification. Very important. According to Ukrainska Pravda, the serviceman of the Avdiivka front reported that the Russians destroyed Ukrainian fortifications from tanks. The capture of the industrial zone will potentially entail street fights in the city of Avdiivka. Now they're going to surround it, and then you're going to be starving, unfortunately. In addition, Russian troops continued their offensive operation on the, where I said, Kupiansk-Svatove-Kremina line on 26 November, achieving a confirmed advancement. Geolocation footage posted on the 26th of November shows that Russian troops have advanced slightly to the southwest of Pershotravneve, 24 kilometers east of Kupiansk. So that is east of Kupiansk. This is Kupiansk right here. East is right here in this area. Ivanovka, Petrovovlivka, Petropavlivka, something like that. This is probably this one, but a different name, because these guys are just the Russians and Ukrainians slightly have different names, but sometimes very different, like Bakhmut, which is the Ukrainian name of Artyomovsk of the Russians. So sometimes you have to work with these kind of things. Ukrainian General Staff reported that Ukrainian troops repelled Russian attacks near Sinkivka, 8 kilometers north of Kupiansk. Ivanivka, the ones that I showed you right here. Ivanovka, see, different a little bit. So they talk about this. I covered that in the previous video regarding Kupiansk, but nevertheless, they also reported Ukrainian defense forces continue their assault operations south of Bakhmut in Donetsk Oblast on 26 November, inflicting losses in manpower and equipment on the Russians. So Russian troops continued unsuccessful offensive operations in the west and southwest of Donetsk on 26th of November. So talk about Bakhmut, which is south. Where is it? Right here, Artemovsk. Artemovsk is right here. So they're talking about the Russians trying to do stuff here, obviously, and then they talked about Avdiivka right here, and then they tried to talk about Kupiansk right here. So let's put like this. It's Kupiansk, Bakhmut, and then Avdiivka, where the Russians seem to break the front. So the key words here, which, remember, this comes from the Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians will not say that if things are even worse than they report. So the Russians managed to break through the main defensive fortifications of the Ukrainian army on this front. Remember, the Ukrainians were not able to break through the main defense fortifications of the Russians in their counteroffensive. They claimed that at one point, yeah, we did it, but then you didn't hear anything about it. So the things are bad for the Ukrainians on, I would say, 2 to 3 fronts. Kupiansk, Avdiivka, possibly Bakhmut. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.